quick update before the review. We actually want to start owner's review, reviewing your own car on our channel. So we actually need your help. And we want to make this global tour, but why don't we start from Korea first? I'll leave my email below here, so let me know a little bit about your car and also let me know your contact number if you're interested. Okay guys, now let's get back to the review. Hello, welcome to Asian Petrol. It's already March 2nd here in Korea. Starting a little bit early because we also have to shoot a short clip about how to use auto high beam. For our night review today, I brought my 2019 Hyundai Palisade. I got it with steel gray 20-inch rims. This is full spec model for the Korean spec model. So before we begin, please do support us by subscribing to our channel and also hit the bell notification so you don't miss out in the future. Some of you also said you cannot see anything at night, so you know, starting a little bit early. So why don't we start from the back? We also have a LED combination tail lamp, looks pretty good. This is actually for the turn signal and backup lamp. And you see, I always wanted to show you this. It kind of has this horizontal lines, lots of lines in the middle, so looks pretty good. I'll also give you B-roll on this when it's dark, so instead, okay? It's got a single but dual chip on the back here. A tester, my Palisade actually has a 3.8 liter V6 and it's also got a 8-track all-wheel drive system. It says Palisade in the middle, LED lights on there, brake lights, and this is for the rear windshield wiper. Okay, so right now you can see everything. Hopefully we have a 12 speaker grill system at the back. This is my umbrella. This is what they give you, mobility kits. This is as a present from the dealer. We also have a small fire extinguisher because my car has 7 seats. It's a law here. If you have anything larger than 7 seats, you got to have a fire extinguisher. This is actually, give you this. Ooh, how do you take this out? This is for the emergency. You can make a hazard triangle. Okay, so that's pretty nice. So put it right there. I didn't notice, but it also give you this so that it wouldn't fall down. So that's pretty nice. Okay. And okay, let's put it back. Is it this way or that way? Okay, like that. And we also have a 112-volt charging right here. You can fold the third row with power folding third row seats. It's pretty nice. And you can also do it for the second rows, but it's not power folding, but it's just like a release type, so it's pretty nice. I'll show you pretty soon, but we also have 2 cup holders on each side. Yes, coronavirus is becoming quite an issue here. You can also use this button to fold the third row seats from here. USB charging port on each side. Okay, so let's move. My car actually has Michelin's. It's got 245 50 by 20 on front and back, and I do kind of like this this rim. It's pretty nice. I went a little off-roading the other day. It's a little bit dusty. So from the side, you can notice it's a very large car. I do kind of like this. It's a little bit weird. It's kind of like, you know, it doesn't go anywhere, but I do really like the size of the car overall. It looks very nice. Okay, so let me just can probably see me which isn't very pleasant to see, I guess. But let me just show you the second row seats. Let me just turn on the turn. It's got all LED interior lights. It's pretty nice. Hold on. You can adjust the headrest like this, and you can also recline the seats like this, and also you can slide the seats The window goes all the way down, even for the second row seats. One touch, even for the rear passengers. Manual bus sunshades, which is very, very nice. I got my car with actually two-tone navy and beige. I do really like it. It's got simulated wood looking trim, but it's actually, I like the combination very, very much. I used to drive a very black Hyundai Veracruz with the black interior, and this one, even on the top, it's got a white suede, beige suede, and it looks very nice. It just bright things up in here. It's very nice. We also have a 3-stage ventilation and heated seats. And my Palisade actually has a 7 seats, 2 captain chairs in the middle, and that's actually for, they're saying it's 3 at the back, but it's really crowded back there. We also have an auto temperature control. You can move the fan speed and everything. One's 12-volt charging, 2 USB charging ports on each side, walk-in device. So it's got pretty much everything. So pretty nice. The seats are very comfortable. I mean, when we go long distance traveling, I sometimes sit on the back, and it's pretty good too. But it's not double laminated window for the second side, but for the first row it is. And you can actually just climb back here like this. And you know, I am 6'2", so if I'm gonna have to sit, I'm gonna have to ask whoever's sitting on the front a little bit like this. We can share. And headroom is actually pretty okay. I can fit a fist like this, but legroom is a little bit problem for me. Like I said, we also have a USB charging port, and you can also recline the back seat like this, which is pretty okay. And you can do that like that. So it's pretty nice. Okay, 2 cup holders. Ventilations up here, up here, and also 2 on the top. And there's no air vents on the near the B pillar. So that's it. Looks pretty good. Love the color, love the captain chairs. So do you guys let me know what do you think about interior. We showed you a Genesis GV80 also. In terms of space, I would say Palisade wins by a lot. Even the third row seats is quite usable even for me, but Palisade just has a narrow third row seat. So this, in terms of space, I think I like this, my Palisade, a little bit over Genesis GV80. Okay, so that's what it looks like from the rear. Let me just show you the front designs and also the first row seats. Okay, so as you can hear, it's got 3.8 liter gasoline engine, which puts it at about 295 horsepower and 261 pound-feet of torque. If you see this one, I'd like to show you, especially from the North American guys. If you guys watching this, we have a 3 headlamp system. I think you guys have 2, but this one on the bottom is for the high beam, and because of the law, they made it the DRL looking like that. And this is, let me show you the headlamp. That's actually for the turn signal. So looks pretty good. It's separated from the top and bottom. I kind of do like it looking from this side. They said they got the inspiration from an alligator, and it looks pretty good. My personal, also has air vents, air curtains on each side. Parking sensors here, and also that's for the 360 surround view, and for the adaptive cruise control radar sensor on the bottom. So yeah, I guess I'll also put a B-roll on the how the DRL headlamp and high beam works. And we also have an LED turn signal right here as well. Some cameras for the high beam assist, auto high beam, and everything for the adaptive cruise control and so forth. Okay, so should I show you the engine room as well, because we have good sunlight left. Guys, let me know what do you think about doing night drives a little bit earlier like this. I don't mind. So it's got 3.8 liter. It's actually Atkinson cycle gasoline engine, so it's quite efficient. I'll show you the fuel efficiency pretty soon. Good mounting here. Air filter goes here. So it's 3.8 liter gasoline engine. Looks pretty good inside. Okay. All right, now let me show you the first row seats. I told you it's got beige, navy brown interior. It looks pretty nice. I think it looks very nice with the simulated wood trim like this. It's got nice beige leather, nice leather steering wheel. You can also change it, but I think 15 was pretty good enough. Inside we have analog gauges on each side. I think I saw you guys in North America, you guys can get it with 12.3 inch gauge cluster, but I kind of like it with mine because I have a RPM gauge that goes correct way. You guys have it wrong way. But we also have a 7-inch screen in the middle showing various information to the driver. So I've been getting about 7.9 kilometers per liter. This was like after a few, like one day, I started accumulating, and I'm getting about 7.9 kilometers per liter, which is about 18 point something miles per gallon, so which isn't bad. So it's got compass. It'll also show you the 8-track. We'll show you pretty soon when we drive out on the road. Okay. We also have head-up display, 10.25 inch infotainment screen. Infotainment screens. Looks pretty nice. You can also have it with other things like this. 3-way split. I think I like this very much. It's very neat. You can just move on to other things. So it's very nice. Like I said, we have a sound system by Corel. It's 12 speaker system. Let me just let you hear it quickly.
지금은 잘잘못을 가릴 때가
우리 모두 이 힘든
Too classic.
카드 결제 승인액을 기준.
First I didn't really like it, but after a while, I guess having it listened to a few times, and maybe the speaker itself is breaking in, and it sounds pretty nice. I like it.
뭐야?
건강한 나가십시오.
So, yeah, on the bottom we also have adaptive cruise control, voice recognition and everything. It only works in Korean. Full auto everywhere. So that's pretty nice. We also have air cleaning mode that cleans air for you. Let me see if it does that. On Optimus, if you do air cleaning mode, it'll actually close the window, but mine doesn't do that. Okay. We also have a 2-stage, 2 memory seats down here. And this is for the lining the headlamp. If you put lots of stuff at the rear, you can put it like this so that it doesn't bother the passenger. We also have a lane keep assist, a lane departure, a lane keep assist, and ESC off. Hold in for the trunk, and electric parking. Okay. So we also have a dial type, button type gear selector. Press B, reverse, neutral, drive. Pretty straightforward. We also have auto hold. You also have a physical buttons and dials for the everything. It's very, very easy to use. You can also use this seek button to change the map settings, which is very, very convenient. 3-stage heated and also heated steering wheel. We also have a cup holder that can be. I do love this. I don't know whose idea was this, but when you need like lots of stuff, you can like put it. But when you need a cup holder, you can use it like this. Very nice system. We also have a wireless charging pad here, and you can also plug in a USB, and listen to music right here, or you can also, we all have a Apple CarPlay, but it's not my favorite. I think you know, Hyundai system is a little bit better. Okay, so you gotta unlock the phone. Okay, so oh, Apple CarPlay right there. So it shows like this. Maybe because my phone is in Korean, it shows the map, everything. So phone, you can go to Hyundai, you can go to Apple CarPlay, and we'll show maps and a few things like that. So, but I think rather than the this system, Hyundai system seems to be a little bit better. So we also have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, everything. One thing that kind of we don't have compared to US model is that we don't have a mood lamp. If you see, there's, you guys have it like right on here, but we don't have it, which is kind of bummer. But other than that, it looks very nice. We have a head-up display, nice. Just love the interior overall. So. The front sunroof actually opens, but the rear one is just the sunshade opens on the top. The glass doesn't open, okay? So I think I showed you everything about the car. Any questions? We also have a driver talk, which I don't know if you can hear it, but there's a, what I say is picked up from microphone here and sent to the rear speakers over there. So if you want to talk to anybody at the back, you can do that. And also, there's also one more thing I'd like to show you. They put lots of cool stuff here because this is actually the flagship SUV quiet mode. Let's say you're listening to a radio, and when you put that, it will just decrease the volume to 7 in case your children and your wife falls asleep, and you can just press this and drive alone lonely. So it's a good idea, but what a poor driver. But you know, you can do that. So that's actually pretty nice. So love the infotainment screens. Love the overall layout. Is very nice. It's very straightforward to use. So yeah, we're gonna go for a drive, I guess. And here's one more. I think I showed you this before with Sonata and everything. If you don't wear your seat belt, it says to release electric parking brake, fasten seat belt and close door and hood and tailgate. If none of even one of them does not happen, it will not let you go. Okay, so you guys put your seat belt on. I think that's a very, very nice thing to do. So let's go for a drive. All right, guys. Now on the road with 2019 Hyundai Palisade. So, yes, there are several speed bumps ahead. The navigation will kind of also notify you that there's a speed bump ahead, so you don't like jump on it. Okay. Let me just turn on the also. My car also has auto high beam assist. I just turned it on. If it works, meanwhile, I'll let you know. Okay, so this Palisade, I've been driving about 5,000 kilometers, which is not much. I love it so far. Nothing broke yet, and compared to my last Hyundai Veracruz, which had a 3-liter V6 diesel engine, this guy feels very, very quiet and also very smooth as well. But to tell you the truth, I do miss the tremendous amount of torque from the diesel engine. This 3.8 liter gasoline engine is alright. It's got lots of power, but it just doesn't have that big torque. When you just ask it to go, it will just shift down and you know, use the RPM. So if you know the diesel engines, you know, it's got lots of low-end torque, especially V6 diesel engines. I kind of miss that a little bit, but other than that, it's very, very pleasant to drive this car. You know, you kind of sit up high because this is a big SUV, large SUV. It's got big windows, so it's actually very pleasant. And you kind of sit up high and look down. So it's a large car, but it's actually not that hard to drive. Even my wife, you know, has not much trouble driving this car after, you know, driving a few times. So it's actually very nice. As you can hear, it's got double laminated windows for the first row. So it's pretty quiet, and like I said, this has 3.8 liter gasoline engine, so it's almost vibration free. This 8-speed automatic also feels very smooth, and you know, even if you make mistakes, it's okay. It will go into neutral, but you know, even your kids playing, it's going to be okay. So it's also a very nice system. I've been hearing that the you know, Genesis GV80 has some problem with the you know, gear selector, but you know, hopefully they will fix it. So the drive mode, it's got like I told you, it's got like 7 drive modes, but you know, my personal favorite is smart. Because right now the auto high beam just came on. If there's no ambient lights or any cars coming from the opposite or from your in front of you, then this system will turn on automatically the high beam for you. And if it detects a car, it will just turn it off. Okay. So it's a very nice system. Really wanted to show it to you guys. I already also made a video about it, so yeah, please do watch that as well. Okay, so this Palisade, let me also show you the torque. My Palisade also has a 8-track all-wheel drive system. When you're cruising like this, the front wheel only drives, but when you ask it to go, you see it, both of them will kind of work together. But most of the time, I see it driving the front wheel drives. The front wheels being driven. So, you know, Mojave, on the other hand, Kia Mojave is a rear-wheel driven bias all-wheel drive system, but Palisade is a front-wheel bias all-wheel drive system. But I kind of like it because, you know, front-wheel driven, it yields more interior room, so it's pretty nice. Okay, so as for the, it's got lots of driving aids. It's got lane keep assist, adaptive cruise control. So if the lanes are clearly marked, and you know, then it will drive for you quite a bit. Okay, so it's a very nice system. But for your own safety, always keep your hands on the steering wheel, and you can also tell how far you want to have a space between the car in front of you. Okay, saying there's a camera detector right up there, so even if I tell it to go really, really fast, it would not, because the camera detector is actually right there. You see it on the top, 90 kilometers. Once it passed that, I was saying I should put my hand on the steering wheel. Once it passed that, it's gonna go to the speed I told it to. Okay, so it's actually a very nice system. The 8-speed automatic is very nice. Let me just show you. 6, 5, 4, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. So it's a pretty nice system. It's shift not only shift quickly but also smoothly. So I mean, it's not like sports car is fast, but I think it's very decent and good enough for, you know, large SUV like this. I mean, it wouldn't probably consider it as a large SUV in the United States and North America, but this is the flagship from Hyundai, and it's the biggest one here in Korea. I mean, at least from Hyundai. As we have a Cadillac Escalade, the short body here in Korea, as being sold as well. So there we go. There's auto high beam working right now. So that's a very good system. Let me show you if there's a car coming from behind, I think it will turn off. But it's the LED headlamp system is actually a very nice system. So it just turned on right now. Let's see. I think there's a Veracruz right behind me. Let's see what it does. So there's a car coming. So it's gonna turn it off for him. Okay. So, all right. So there's also cross traffic alert system and with blind spot monitoring system. So it's actually very easy and convenient, which will help you very largely during your lane changes. Okay, so the cabin feels very quiet, but I think Genesis G80 and 90 and also GV80 is quieter. But in terms of space, I think I like Palisade better from inside because, you know, like I said, it's front wheel driven and it's just yields lots of room. And I especially like the third row seats, as I told you. So we also have a head-up display. I think we should turn it off because I'm driving quite fast. So in terms of fuel economy, I've been driving about 5,000 kilometers, 5,400 kilometers, and it's returning about 7.9 kilometers per liter, which is about 18 miles per gallon, so it's pretty decent. What about feels very stable even on high speed. Feels also quiet too. Although this is a pretty large car, you know, it handles pretty nice. I think I showed you through a few test drives before with other Palisades, but it can handle very nicely. I mean, it's got no problem. Although it's a big guy, it's got no problem handling through corners. So you can also feel pretty confident. And I also took it to, you know, off-road. It's pretty okay. So. Actually handles sounds pretty nice when you ask it to go. Some of you are curious about the seats. These were very comfortable, and the suspension is, I would say, you know, it's focusing more on the comfort side. I've been taking this car to long distance journeys and it feels quite comfortable even on long distance cruise driving. So cruising. So I mean, you know, it's not a sports car, but like I said, if you ask it to handle hard, I mean, it will still maintain itself. So lovely 8-speed automatic, engine's pretty good. So like I said, fuel efficiency not too bad. I mean, I can live up to it. I mean, my old Hyundai Veracruz returned about 8 kilometers. That seems like a new morning, Picanto maybe. So like I said, my old Veracruz used to return about 8 kilometers per liter. So now I'm getting about 7.9. If the traffic gets worse, it goes down to about 7.5 kilometers per liter, so it's not bad at all. So I do love the driving aids. Like I said, it has the adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist with start and go function. It also has auto start and stop. It's pretty okay. It's very noticeable, but it saves you fuel. So my wife doesn't like it, but I like it because I have to pay for the gas. So it's pretty nice system. I wish you guys have the 12.3 gauge cluster, but I just have a 7-inch gauge cluster in the middle. But it's nice enough. I do like the analog gauges; they're fine. But you guys seem to like to have the RPM gauges backwards, just like Sonata. I'm not a big fan of that, so pretty okay here. Love the navigation. 10.25 inch is very nice. You can use the stick button to zoom in, zoom out. You can also pinch zoom in out. Like I said, it also has Apple CarPlay and everything is pretty nice. Cannot complain anything. It also has a surround view monitor system. So, guys, any Palisade owners, do let me know what do you think about your car, and if you have any questions, do let me know. I'll try to answer them as much as I can. This also has a rack type electric steering system, RMDPS, and feels pretty nice. Even like this on highway cruising, it feels pretty stable. And in parking lots and so forth, my wife loves it because it feels very light and agile. So cannot complain too much about it. So yeah, I think I'm gonna give you another long-term review on this Palisade and show you all different types of driving aids this Palisade has. So I'm gonna make another video about that. So if you have any questions about Palisade, my Palisade, Korean Spec Palisade, do let me know. We also have paddle shifters behind. It's very comfortable to use. So we have a button type gear selector, just like from Hyundai Sonata. It's very similar. New Azera, you guys don't have it, but new Azera, which is called Grandeur here in Korea, has also this sort of a button type gear selector. And some of you also asked me, which would do you prefer compared to Genesis GVA dial type, and which also key Optima use? I prefer button type gear selector because the dial type you kind of have to wait until you turn left or turn right, but this one you just press and it just happens. So I kind of do like that a little bit better. Oh, so this is like an average speed detection area. So even the navigation will tell you what is your average speed, so you don't get a ticket. So it's a very nice system. Many of you say like, which car would you buy? And I would probably strongly suggest you buy a domestic car because as an automaker, it's their home ground. So all this graphics, maps, and regulations, it's just easier for them to match. So, and all the parts and the maintenance cost is relatively cheaper against imports. So I usually buy Hyundai. This is my actually fourth Hyundai. So I had like a Hyundai Galloper, Hyundai Elantra, what do you call it? Hyundai Sonata. It's actually my wife's car, and then this actually is fourth one. And I do plan to buy domestic cars in the future too. Maybe as a second car, I might have like if I get rich. Maybe some exotic sports cars, but as a main driver, I think I'm gonna stick with a domestic car because it's so much easier and cheaper to fix the car. And used to be Hyundai cars weren't so nice, and then many people bought Mercedes, BMWs, Audis, and so forth, Volkswagens. But nowadays, I don't see any point to why pay extra for the car itself and for the maintenance cost. So So I strongly suggest you just stick with a domestic car, then you should be fine. Okay. All right. So as you can see, it's pretty quiet. I'm hearing more noise from behind the car because it's got double laminated windows from the side, so it's pretty covered, but on the bottom it's also pretty good too. So I'm hearing more noise coming from the from the rear. It's quite weird, but that's how I feel. I'll tell you more about my Palisade through long-term review, probably coming up soon, because I'm a little bit worried because coronavirus is becoming very, very big issue here in Korea, and Hyundai and Kia is supposed to have lots of launching shows sometime next and in few weeks, but governments and even every companies do not like to throw big parties nowadays because they don't want big gatherings because they don't want to spread the virus in any way. So if we get lots of extra time, I'll try to give you more things on this Palisade, and also show you how to do videos. So I'm a little bit concerned about coronavirus, so hope you guys are also staying healthy away from the coronavirus. Wash your hands a lot, and if you're coughing, cover your mouth, and for the other people, and also wear your mask before going to a big group meeting, big group of people. Okay, so thank you guys so much for tuning in, and before you leave, if you love cars and car reviews, please do support us by subscribing to our channel, and also hit the bell notification so you don't miss out in the future. Thank you guys, and see you soon. Bye bye.